All that exists is this moment. All that will ever exist is the moment that you're in. Yes, you can plan for the future and you can learn from the past, but that planning and learning takes place in the moment, in the present. The quality of the moment depends on your awareness in the moment. What are you aware of in the moment? And also, who are you associating with in that moment? What is your association like? Because that can affect you. Either your awareness, the quality of your awareness, or the quality of your association determines the quality of your life. It determines the quality of that moment that you're in. If we take a random example, you're in the car, in traffic, and what are you aware of? You may be aware of time pressure. You may be aware of a screaming child in the back seat, which would be difficult not to be aware of if there is a child in the back seat crying. You might be aware of the song on the radio. You might be aware of the song that you heard while having breakfast. You might be aware and remembering a loving exchange that you had earlier that day. You might be aware of a fight that you had earlier that day. So you can see that in that moment, whatever you're aware of determines the quality, the nature of your car ride that morning. It's not necessarily that you have to be aware of the time pressure and the stress involved with being stuck in traffic. You might be aware of something completely different, and therefore you are experiencing it very different. So how do we make the most of the moment that we're in? You may think it's all relative. Whatever I like to do or I want to do, that will be the perfection of that moment. But if there is such a thing as an objective sort of meaning of life, then we may not be ready to take advantage of the moments that we have and make the most of it. So that means we might behave in the wrong way. Right? We may not be able to make the most of every moment that we have because we may not be ready yet. So we may behave in the wrong way. And in that case, all you have to do really is learn from that and build on it and improve in the next moment. And that means you've made the most of that moment that's just gone by because you've learned something. There's an interesting fictitious story in this regard. 3 spiritual seekers visited a wise person, and they asked this person, how can we attain enlightenment? So the wise one said, you can attain enlightenment by making good decisions. So one of the seekers asked, how do we make good decisions? And the wise person said, you make good decisions through experience. If you're experienced, you'll be able to make good decisions. So the seekers weren't exactly satisfied with that. So the next one asked, how do we get experience? So then this wise person said to them, you get experience by making bad decisions. So from the story we can learn that if you are ready to take action and you're sincere and willing to learn, then you will achieve your goal. So we need to be present in the moment, but our awareness in that moment might be limited. But we can expand our awareness. As we mentioned already, your association can help. You might be associating with somebody that has got a deeper awareness of reality than you. It said that sadhu sangha sarva shastre koi, lava matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy. By a moment's association with a pure devotee, one can attain all perfection. Now, in a moment, you can't even ask a question, what to speak of get an answer. So how is it that through a moment's association with an advanced person, we can achieve all perfection? It is because in that moment, you are associating and you are impacted by the love that is emanating from the heart of a pure devotee. So we can expand our awareness. And the contrary is true as well. Think of a zoned out drunk person. That drunk person is hampering their awareness. They're actually less aware than they could be. And you as a sober person may be standing by, looking at them, that your awareness is heightened. You're more aware of reality than that person. And similarly, we can expand our awareness. We can expand our consciousness. We can become more aware of ourselves. We can become more aware of the impact that our actions have. And in the moment, we can actually be aware of even our spiritual identity. We can expand our awareness in a spiritual sense through spiritual sound. Through the spiritual sound of God's name, we can not only associate with God, we can also increase our own awareness of God, of our spiritual selves, and of reality, and our eternal reality. So we can be present in the moment, and at the same time, which seems very limited, it's a small space of time, a moment, but at the same time we can tap into eternality in that moment, and we can be connected to our eternal spiritual identity and our eternal spiritual qualities. So in a moment we can be aware of eternality. Very interesting. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts in the comments section, and feel free to reach out to me through the link in the description.